Hello everybody, how are you? Welcome back. So I just actually did a video for you guys for the Angel of Light, and now I'm going to step into the Temple of Light. So for those of you who don't know about the Temple of Light, this is something I've been talking about for eons and eons and eons, and there's lots of information out there on my website as well as on my portfolio on YouTube, as well as with my binding cause of light from Lemuria to Arcturus, and from that back to that. So whatever that means. And you can find it on my Facebook as well. So lots of Arcturus technology is there on Facebook. So essentially, what is crystalline training? And then the second part that I have for the temple is the business training. So I have two main products, programs and products, which is the Sisterhood of the Light and the Sophia Leadership and Mastery program, which is both run from the temple. My third program, which is Lynch Light, is kind of outside of the temple. It's the precursor going into the temple. And then my fourth product, which is the membership program, is another intermediate stage that holds and has a container for you to hold you in until for the whole process, actually, essentially. So it's in and out. And those, so in total, I have four products. I have the Angel Light training and coaching program, which is a precursor to the Temple Light. Then I have the membership portal, which is an online database of information and technologies for you to send through as you're becoming more of your angelic species and assets. And then I have my two other programs, which is Sister of the Light and Sophia Mastery, Leadership and Mastery program within the temple itself. So these two pages of what I'm going to be talking about today is basically the two aspects that kind of overlie and surfaces that are within these programs of Sophia Light Consciousness, as well as the Lemurian base angelics that run through the Sisterhood of the Light. So like I said, Sophia Consciousness runs through the Sophia Leadership and Mastery program. These are for individuals who are already at service and looking to advance their studies more and advance their technology within their framework and their business more, and infuse more of the crystalline path inside their processes and developments and just the way that they function in a day-to-day way, including their service as well. Whereas the Sisterhood of the Light is more of a Lemurian angelic based energy and information, where it allows you start to navigate with the world of technology and essence and light and crystalline species to really develop how to how to work with its energies more, and how to integrate it into our becomingness and our beingness, and how to really get you ready into the service world and into the world of technological advancements of light energy itself. So this really is the platform for that. The business training is more on the spiritual essence, but also includes some other formalities. But it's the mentorship, coaching, training, and application as well with the business training. We really look at different frameworks of modeling how we look at functions in reality. And the same system and model that's being taught to you can be sent to your day-to-day life. It's not like an independent thing. This can be set into any kind of framework or any kind of aspect of our lives and really regenerate. This could be put into our family. It could put into our personal life. It could be put into our business. It could be put into the relationships we build. Like, it really just changes the whole way that we interact with energy and light itself, and it really makes a mainframe that can cultivate and hold the frequencies that we need and we want and we desire, in addition to what's available out there. So the crystalline training itself is looking at the essence of magic light. And when I say magic, I'm really talking about light codes and essences and energy source and understanding creation itself through like godlike presence and through angelics and through ascension, and really cultivating what New Earth is and what Lemuria is in that platform. So both of these trainings are going to have about 5 components to it. It's going to have the coaching component, mentorship component. Let me just look over here one second. Where did I write this? Okay, so the coaching component, the business component, the practical application, and the mentorship. So we have coaching and mentorship, we have training, we have the business component, we have the application, and then the practical. So this really is like the main framework of how we're using it. The mentorship and the coaching really intertwines. Coaching specifically talks about the personal being and activating our whole physical being, emotional body, mental body, spiritual body into integration of the crystalline light from the frameworks of like Lemuria, lineage light, circle of light, and then as you're in the membership order and you're working in tandem, you really start to see how this plays together, and you work with it in a more frequency. Then we have mentorship that's kind of in there, which is where the training becomes. So all the training and all the work that's being given to you is from Mother Mary, from Sophia, from Magdalena, from Divine Source. It's from the ascension process itself. It's directly downloaded down into this earth and this frequency, and really inviting it an accelerated growth for all individuals who are building upon it, as well as the resources and tools that were gathered along the journey and provided to you. So you really are starting to work with technology and light in a much more grander way. We kind of spoke about it before, but we go into it much more deeper and a much more executed way to get you ready into understanding how to provide, serve, and develop and be abundant with your nature clients, of your sisters, of your tribe, however you want to call it. And it really activates you into this way of understanding how crystalline energy magic works and how we use that totality in interrelationship with our beingness in our physical world, which is one of the most important things that we teach, is how to get into the physical world too and integrate it at a deeper level. We also have the business aspect that I spoke about before, and then we've got also application and practice. So in practice, it's really, really fun. We also make room every month to practice what we were taught, and actually practice the modalities and the methods and the meditations and the invocations and the preachings and the teachings in physical form. And then we look at applications and we start applying it. So we apply it every month, and every time that we work together, we're applying it into frequency, into reality, and we're watching to see how that builds. We've done a lot of that in the membership order, but this is a really whole different level where this is a much more stronger engagement, much more stronger intention and focus on precise building specific things that are really helping the evolution of the angelic species in this reality and world. Going back to the business training, like I said, so the business training really supports you in developing into service, also in understanding the different layers that are needed when we are serving at a high octave like this. We're looking at different ways. This has never been taught before. You've never had access to this. This is completely new, and this will completely transcend your experience, lifetime, and behavior and everything. It would take everything in your life into a whole different level, because it's creating a momentum of energy that's building upon each layer and each fraction and each frequency, and cultivating into a direct polar light or solar light in a direct direction of source. So we're really anchoring source down into all the aspects of light and all the aspects of layers that is available to us. This is really just looking at how momentum can build through things like, what is our vessel? What is our container? What is our vehicle? These are concepts that I borrowed from a beloved named Vanessa. She's in Toronto, and she runs the Wealthy Goddess movement. But what I've taken is, I've taken these principles she's taught, and I've received a lot more downloads from it. So it really has turned into an alchemization into crystalline codes. And she basically provided these frameworks on free content, and it just downloaded all the information for me. And I started to see how it melded together, because Source really allows us to meet where we're supposed to go. So we're looking at this 5 principles of building a business. And when you're building this business, you're really working from these key components and understanding how magic, light, and energy works from each of these layers, or transcends in and out of it and weaves, and how to put intention into each of these layers, not just through your mind. It's a whole different aspect. And with the attunement of the lineage of light and the attunements that are provided to you, you start to understand how it melts more. And there's an interaction and a development and a creation from it that builds at a higher potency, that really develops how we personally interact with the lineage of light, Sophia Light Consciousness, the Marian Angelics, Sisterhood of Light, the Temple of Light, the Consciousness of Light, Circle of Light, the Angels of Light. Like, the whole ecosystem really comes forward now and starts to build and integrate into whatever we're forming and creating. So it's basically anchoring and understanding that we're forming many different layers of this overall divine light, Sophia Light Consciousness, as well as the crystalline path from Lemuria to Sophia Christ. So really embodying and allowing that. And you can find a lot more information about my training processes and my coaching on my website, www.lrlawdivinemakisa.com/training. And you can also go under /coaching. And there's a lot more information about how that process is run through. And there's been many videos and interviews and stuff talking about this layer of service and what's provided here. So if you want to check those out, you can go on my YouTube or my website and find much more information about that. Hope this serves you and helps you understand more of the logistics and the vitality of what's being presented, as well as information more about how it intertwines and ties into all of this. This may be made a second, we'll see how this is. You can ask questions and you can make comments below, and we can talk about more what this offers and provides.